our first time going live on the YouTube channel. We recently got to 1,000 subscribers, and so that unlocked us being able to go live on mobile. And so I appreciate all of you guys for subscribing, for coming to the channel, for supporting me. Those of you, I know a lot of people came once we all gathered together in Atlanta, and I want to thank all of you who did show up, and those of you who didn't show up but you still showed your support. You shared the videos, you commented, you let other people know about what was going on, and you're spreading the word, and you're planning to come to the next one. Thank you guys so much as well. But I just wanted to, say that first, since this is our first live here on the channel. Now, the topic of today is, oh my God, I can't get away from you, dude. I love you so much. No cap, no cap. I love you so much, Zay. Oh my gosh. What's funny? I literally left I left Instagram to avoid this. I'm literally doing this live on YouTube on purpose, bro. Peace, Drew. Peace, God. So the topic of today is one that I do want to talk about and that I have experience with. So the thing is, yes, I have been married and I'm in the midst of a divorce right now. With the whole COVID thing going on, it's taken a lot longer than I would like for it to, but I already know that that season is soon to end. And that was my first experience with this particular topic, submitting as a woman, allowing your man to lead. Now, this doesn't always have to apply with peace, everybody in the comments. This doesn't always have to apply to a relationship. This doesn't a romantic relationship. This doesn't always have to apply to marriage. So, me coming as of course as a child, it's different when you're a child. You have to listen to your father. It just is what it is. But me being an adult, having to move back in with my parents and still respecting my father as the head of the household, that's a different story. It still applies. I still have to respect my father as the head of the household. Even though that's not who I personally am married to, that's who my mother is married to, and I have to respect the rules of the house. Now, I recently was in a new environment with a different head of household, and it was very, very, very different from what I'm used to in any house I lived in. And then growing up, my family had to move around a lot. And so we stayed with relatives at some points. And I have never been in an environment like the one I was in previously. So nothing really prepared me for what I had to face. I guess everything prepared me for what I had to face. It's just I had never experienced it before. So I couldn't go through my memory and be like, oh, when I was in this situation before I did this. It was like, no, I had to think on my feet a lot. And what women need to ask themselves, whether you refer to yourself as an empress, a queen, a goddess, it doesn't matter what you call yourself. What is that man going to call you? You can be as pretty as you want to be. You can have yourself together as much as you want to have yourself together. You can even have a lot of money. Okay? But if you're not treating that man the right way, none of that matters. They get past your looks very quickly. Especially in this day and time. If you're looking for a real relationship, like, it would be like, oh, she's cute, but what does she have to offer? And I don't like when people say stuff like, what does a woman bring to the table and all that. I don't like those words because automatically people think financial. But no, it's not about what you bring financially to the table. A woman shouldn't have to bring any money to the table. She shouldn't have to. Now, if she wants to have her own business on the side, outside of what the man's doing, then sure, like, she's welcome to do that. It's great for women to do that. It's a great bonus. It's a great plus. But most women are not capable of being a submissive woman and making money. And that is why for a lot of them it's either or. It's not about, oh, okay, my business can work in harmony with the family business and the kids can work for both businesses. No, a lot of women are in competition with their men. That's not how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be in competition. It's supposed to be one unit. And I can say I definitely made that mistake in my first marriage because It wasn't even like that I wanted to be in competition. It was just like I played his game of wanting to be in competition, and I didn't I'm not going to say put myself down enough. It was more so like I didn't make it clear to him that I don't want to compete with you and I don't want to continue trying to go up and up and up when we haven't set a solid foundation yet. I was supposed to make it more clear that we needed a solid foundation before we can keep rising. We rose very, very high, very, very fast, and fell and crashed. I'm not finna do that in my next relationship. And so what happened recently, I wasn't in an environment where I was helping to build a man up. Talk that talk, sis. Appreciate it. I wasn't in an environment where I had to build that man up. My ex-husband and I are close to the same age, so we were in a building stage. And unfortunately, he couldn't take anything from our relationship. He has nothing from our relationship. All of our relationship, all he has is some head knowledge. And I'm not saying that that's not even a bad thing. It's just I'm physically taking things from our relationship. I am benefiting to the fullest from our relationship. I have my own online business that I got started because he wanted to do certain business things in our relationship. I still have some investments and some knowledge and information that I got during our relationship, and I'm able to take it with me without it being attached to him directly. I'm able to do this by myself. For him, it's a little different. He even wanted to continue doing business with me, which I still think we should for our son's sake. So when he gets older, he'll be able to have some assets when he gets, becomes an adult and everything. His circumstances are not allowing for him to do that. So even with that being said, he still wants my help. I don't need his help, nor do I want it in my business, but in his business, he wants my help. Now, I'm not saying, oh yeah, you want me back. I'm not finna do that. I don't have time to even entertain that type of energy. Because the thing is, I am willing to help him. But like I said, his circumstances don't allow for him to even utilize the asset that he has. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take my asset as to somebody else and benefit them. I'm not just finna sit with these gifts and not help somebody else. And so what have I been doing with my time? What I've been doing with my time is, of course, getting myself together, learning more things about me, and allowing myself to attract what I want and really what I need. A lot of women say that they want a man of status, they want a wealthy or rich man. A lot of y'all can't handle it. I'm being straight up. Do you know about financial literacy? Do you know how to balance a checkbook? Do you know how to handle deposits and withdrawals from a bank account? Do you know how credit works? Do you know how investments work? Are you learning about cryptocurrency? Are you learning about NFTs? Do you know how to run a business? Do you know how to run an online business? Do you know about marketing and sales? Do you know about promotion? Do you know about social media? Do you know how analytics work? There's a lot that goes into business that people don't think about. There's a lot that goes into relationships that people don't think about. It was destined. I caught your live. Oh, for real? I love that, goddess. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I literally said this before I got off of Instagram. I just did a live on Instagram. I was like, I really want more goddesses on my YouTube channel. I really do. I really do, because this is for us. This is literally for us. All the gods and all the men, I appreciate all the males, watching my channel, and I appreciate you for sharing it with your goddesses and everything, but have them to subscribe to my channel, because sometimes I don't want y'all involved in everything. I'll literally be like, men, don't click on this video at some points. RIP Young Dolph. Yes. Yes. You're so beautiful. Hope y'all are having a deserving day. Peace and love. I thank you so much. A deserving day. That is okay. I needed to hear this more than anything. Yes. A lot of our goddesses and our women and our ladies need to hear this. And so, going back, can you handle all that? Can you logically handle all that? Because we already know we're emotional beings. I just happen to be born with less emotional pulls than most women. According to my birth chart, I have more points masculine than I do feminine. So therefore, I never have been an emotional person. On top of being a Capricorn, I've never just like been emotional all like in an extreme way, unless I am on my cycle or something, so that adds to it. But still, I'm just chill most of the time. But even then, I do have my moments. I do have my times. And so, in an emergency situation, right? Are you calm enough to look at your man and wait for him to make the first move instead of you panicking? You see that a lot, where it's like it's an emergency situation, the man trying to tell the woman what to do, and then she decides to do something different because she's emotional, and it ends up costing somebody their life or their health or their livelihood. Whereas if she would have just listened to him and connected with him telepathically, because a lot of this has to do with telepathy and your spiritual connection to your partner. So when you're not waiting for him to make that first move to lead and protect, then you're taking on his role and you're not doing it properly. So when you talk about wanting a man with status and money, are you prepared to have security with you? Are you prepared to be in prestigious areas and prestigious places and getting, patted down at times? Because, oh, everybody wants a high value man, right? Everybody wants that. Do you know what comes with being with a high value man? You can't just be pretty. You can be a 10 all you want to be. But if you don't know how to clean your house, if you don't know how to cook, if you don't know how to take care of children, which is what women are for, your looks go straight to the trash. Straight to the trash. Oh, and don't already have a kid going into a relationship. Oh my gosh. Of course, it's okay to have kids and go into a new marriage and relationship. But you have to be ready for whatever that man has to say about raising your kids in his house. You got to be ready for it. So me personally, that's one thing I have to work on a lot with my son, and he's doing a great job. My son is doing a fantastic job with these new, ways of living. This brings back too many negative flashbacks. I'll be back on another topic, peace reflections. Yeah, yo, it be like that. And I feel that I appreciate your honesty, because a lot of people, see, he just said that he needs to do shadow work. That's what he just said. Hi, Ash. He just said that he needs to do shadow work. And it's that real for people. It is that real for people. We can't even have healthy relationships for real, because it brings back, oh no, my childhood, or oh no, my previous relationship, or oh no, my grandparents, oh no, my auntie and uncle. Cook, yes. I'm gonna have to rewatch this. Buffering bad. Is buffering? Dang, not them messing with it. Because everything looks fine on my end. So hopefully, your connection is good, because everything's fine over here. But you know, you good over here? Okay. So yeah, it's her connection. Just like try to leave and come back. But yeah. So when it comes to my son and everything, I had to realize that I'm not around, the type of man that I want my son to be. And that's not to take anything away from, the men that I am around, my family members, different people who influenced me and everything. It's just the man that the type of man I would like to be with. Okay, yeah, it was definitely her connection. So hopefully she leaves and comes back. The type of man that I want to be with needs for the younger masculine to reflect him. Maybe it's my phone. I am a guy. Okay. Yeah, just leave and come back. Like completely go off of YouTube, close the app, and then come back to YouTube. And so I have to make sure that my son respects me to the fullest extent. And I didn't know that my son didn't respect me truly. I didn't know that. And I don't even think he knew that either. Because the way that, things have been going throughout his childhood, he doesn't have his father around all the time. His father decided to move out of the city, and so he doesn't see him all the time. When he was a newborn, everything was cool. But as soon as he decided to, do what he wanted to do in life, his new life was more important than his child at that point. One should love themselves fully before trying to love someone else. Communication and understanding is everything. Also, having the same beliefs, give each other space, and know we are all human. Now, we're not all human, but we are all people. There's a difference between human beings and gods and goddesses, but I get what you mean. I understand you. We are all people. We all are here in this flesh, in this matrix. Like, we're all physically here. I get what you mean. And so me, I'm learning how to, of course, get that respect from my son properly, and he's learning how to give me that respect. And I also have to really set boundaries with my influences, those who are around me and my son the most. I have to set those boundaries. Like, look, don't be doing that around my son. Look, don't do that for my son. Look, don't do that with my son. I have to be more vocal and active about that. Even last night, right? You getting some more water?
Yes.
Okay. Even last night, right? I had my son carrying his own bags. He has his toy bag and his clothing bag. I had him carrying his own bags when we were at the bus stations. We didn't even get in the house. My mom's carrying his bags for him. You know, it's little stuff like that that makes the whole difference. Why is so much being done for a young man? Like, he's 4 years old, but he's a big 4-year-old. Married 20 years, it's a forever journey, which is beautiful. Most men just don't know how to lead. I'm just figuring it out. Yeah, see, this message is for the women. You know, this is for the wife part of things. When it comes to men, you know, a lot of men do need to get it together. This message is for the women, though. Simply because a lot of men are finna get it together, and a lot of women are about to be ready for them. And so I'm just hoping to spread the word and get this message out more. And so that's with me personally, with my situation. I have to instill that more masculine energy within my son. Now, I never wanted to embody both the masculine and feminine in front of my child, simply because he is a god and I want him to see me as a goddess. And so I'm learning to balance that. How do I instill masculinity within him without becoming too masculine myself? So that's what I'm learning about. And the environment I was in, he was able to see more masculine actions being taken, which I do appreciate. Having a masculine figure that actually is masculine. It's not just a man. Because here's the thing. A lot of men are men, but they're not masculine. They're very, very feminine and soft in their ways. And that's really all I'm around. I'm around a lot of soft men. So, you know, it's not that we won't get gangster on you, but you have literally gay men, you have transgender men to women who are gangsters too. So that's not what I mean. I am saying embodying that masculine energy. But that's for my son, though. So that's another thing. How are you raising your children? If you're single, you don't have kids, okay. You know, it's going to be a little easier once you get with that divine masculine counterpart. You guys get to raise your child together. But if you already have children, you're a single woman, you have children, and you are bringing children into a relationship, how are you raising your children? You know, that's one thing about me. I've been very stern about how my child is influenced. So even though I don't have that masculine part of it, everything else, no, my son's going to eat healthy. You know, it was very interesting to me. I was on Instagram Live one time, and somebody heard my son in the background say, "Mommy, can I have an apple or something?" And somebody on the live was like, "Man, I wish my kids liked fruit." You wish your kids liked fruit? That really just like hit me hard. And I think I asked about it. They were like, yeah, the goddess my kids are with, you know, I had my children with, she doesn't really, you know, push health and stuff like that. I'm like, see, you got to be careful who you have your kids with. Peace, King. You got to be careful. You got to be careful who you have your kids with. I make sure my child is healthy. I have never cut my son's hair. Even though people have been trying to, like, that's the thing. You gotta learn how to ignore all these influences. People have been trying to get me to cut my son's hair for the longest. No, I'm not cutting my son's hair. When he's 5, years old, I'll let him make that decision. And I don't think he's going to want to cut his hair either. I want to lock it. I think he'll look really, really good with locks. But even if he decides not to do that, I'm just going to have him be like, I'm going to be teaching him how to do his own hair. Instead of me doing it all the time. By the time he turns 5, he's going to be able to do his own hair. That knows how to read and he knows how to do basic math. Yes, exactly. Yes. Those are the skills I'm instilling in my child on my own. I'm not letting anybody else, like, I'm very heavy on him not going to school. His father wants to put him in school because, he doesn't have that same homeschooling skill. I was homeschooled during high school, and I helped my mom homeschool my younger sisters, for certain things and stuff. I was helping, like, with certain questions and different activities and whatnot. So if he does go to school with his dad, that'll be on him. And it is what it is. I'm going to already teach him what he already needs to know. And before that, like, he might actually have trouble in school because I will have him so accelerated that they're going to have to debate whether they're going to put him in advanced classes or not. Do you know about the 19 unlock your chakras? Not 19. I focus on the main 7 because I haven't mastered those yet. So, yeah. Once I master those, probably I'll get into the 19, but who knows? But yeah, when it comes to his education, I make sure my child is intellectual. He can have full-on conversations with grown adults. That's how I was as a kid. That's how he is. And he's educated. And my son's woke. Like, my son, he's able to recognize so much in the spiritual world. How old are you, if I may be so... Okay. I'm 23 years old. I'm going to be 24 next month. Yeah, the 19 chakras, I don't know about them. I know 7. The 19... Oh, you talking about the lunar eclipse? I know about the lunar eclipse. It's a blood moon. Peace, roast, and rage. Yeah, I mean, like, the 19th is the blood moon, lunar eclipse tomorrow. So it's a big event. It is. And so moving on though. Do you watch Nature? I do not watch Nature Boy. I know of him. I know who he is. I just don't watch his content. And so that's when it comes to kids, right? I'm going to be teaching my child all about business. I'm going to be teaching him all about, like, my family comes from real estate and construction and investing. So I'm going to teach him how to invest. He gets excited when I show him my cryptocurrency and my stocks. He likes watching the numbers. They shifting? Yes, they're shifting. Everybody's shifting. Yes. And so that's what I want him to be raised in. Like, he knows he's aware. I let him play with my silver coins. Like, that's where we're at. I'm not finna have my son, I don't care where we live at. I don't care that we live in the hood. He's gonna have an abundance mindset. He's not going to understand poverty as his reality. Now, he will understand it from someone else's perspective. If someone else comes from poverty, he won't look down on them. Okay, I'm not gonna have him, being rich and being an asshole to poor people. No, that's what we not finna do, because I was a poor person. So that's what I want our women to understand about, like, raising children, right? What does that have to do with being submissive to a man? If you're not instilling those types of principles into your children, you're setting yourself up to be kicked out of the tribe because your child is disrespecting the head of the household. Okay? Do y'all know how many relationships have been broken up because the woman didn't know how to raise her children properly and the children started running over the man? And the man was like, no, I'm not finna be run over by children. If you don't unlock your chakras by tomorrow, you might get shifted. I mean, I'm already in a great place. So, I'm going to be shifted regardless. I'm not afraid of anything. Is that supposed to, like, be scary or something? Like, if I don't know if you've been on my channel for a while, but, like, I already know what's up. Like, you don't have to be perfect in every single area in order to succeed in this particular shift. I'm already on the right track. So whatever happens to me is only going to enhance what I've already been doing. So, but that's on the child side of things, right? So even if you don't know how to cook, greetings, Vincent. Peace, God. Even if you don't know how to, like, cook fancy meals and stuff like that. Um, it's all about the basics. At least learn the basics. There's girls who I knew growing up. I'm a whole teenager and they're teenagers and like either my age, uh, or like a little bit older, and some of them a little bit younger. They didn't know how to cook. They didn't know how to boil eggs. It's like, bro, boiling eggs. I know he's barking. There's a guest in the house. Boiling eggs. Do you know how to make rice? Do you know how to make pancakes? Like, do you know how to scramble eggs? Do you know how to make cake? Do you know how to bake in general? Like, do you know how to fry food? At the very least, like, do you know how to fry food? You can't just make noodles and cereal all day. A man can't survive off of that. Now, what is your diet like? Are you into health? Do you cook vegetables? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to steam some broccoli? Do you know how to steam some green beans?
Yes.
Who doesn't know how to boil eggs, though? A lot of people. That's what I'm saying. It's way worse than a lot of people think it is. From the islands, and I mess with the movement. Freedom we seek, goddess. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Yo, we in the islands? What's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. Period. Period. Hey, stop talking to me. Thank you. And so, how is this man supposed to be having all this money, having all this status? You get to go to these parties. Like my own experience, right? I get to go to the studio. I get to go meet people. I get to go on video sets. I get to be in music videos. What type of value am I bringing if I get to enjoy all those things? Like, is that fair to that individual? Africa in the house. It's almost a full moon here. Oh, snap. Here we go. What country? What country are you from in Africa? And so you have to think about things like that. Put yourself in the shoes of the person providing all of those things. And then for those of us who believe or practice polygyny, right? I used to make a lot of jokes, but I was serious in my jokes. Like, even though it was funny to me, it still is funny to me. But even though it's funny to me and I'll like make jokes and stuff on Facebook or whatever talking about, I can't wait to be somebody's second wife. Literally, men would message me and be like, oh, don't put yourself down like that. You don't have to be the second. You can be the first. I'm like, first of all, I was already first before. Okay? Do you know how much responsibility it is to be the first wife of a man? Even when we're talking about divorce, right? Let's move polygyny out the way. Talking about divorce. Do you know how much heartache and pain you have to go through being the first wife of a man? Why do you think it's called the first wife? Even though that's not like the official name for it or anything. When you're the first woman that a man lays his life down for and with, it's a lot of responsibility. So you're literally helping him to build an empire. And you have to establish that foundation. And so let's bring, hold on. Before we bring polygyny back into the picture, right? Hold on. I feel like the work you put in is what comes back to you. It is. It is. And so let's just say that a woman helped a man build a foundation and then he leaves her, right? Then he marries somebody else and she gets to benefit off all the fruits of the labor of the first wife. Do you know how that'll make somebody feel? Like, that'll fuck somebody up. Like, some people have even killed their ex-spouses and their new spouses because of this. It's like, hold on, I put in all this work, I went through all this, and you get to benefit from it and not even me? Because we got divorced? And I don't even have alimony, I don't have shit from this? Yo, I'd feel some type of way. So now let's bring polygyny into the picture, right? Whereas you have a couple who built what they built, and it's, structured to an extent and stuff, right? And they want to expand more. That next wife has to be on point and go in line with what has already been set. Okay? and then bring some to the table, because it's like, okay, whatever these two can't do, that's what the third has to do. So when it comes to kids, right, in my own situation, I brought my son to the situation, and there was two other children in the situation. So what was I doing? I wasn't just sitting in the room all day ignoring everybody. Shout out to Empress, thank you so much, thank you. Sitting in the room all day just, you know, doing whatever. No, I'm making sure that the kids are doing their schoolwork. I'm making sure that the kids are getting in the shower. I'm making sure that the kids, you know, are eating. I'm going to the kitchen with them, helping them get their food together while the others are still asleep. Like in one situation, I'm helping one of the children learn how to read, like during their homeschool stuff. I'm helping them with that. You know, I'm not just gonna sit and take in all the benefits and not give. Like, I have to give. Once, you know, everybody's done eating in the kitchen after dinner, I'm sweeping the floor, I'm wiping the counter, I'm washing the dishes. You know, when it's time to clean up the whole house, I'm vacuuming. I'm straightening things up. I'm making sure that, you know, the younger children are on point. Like, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? I'm asking and making sure, like, things are going in the right places. When the groceries get to the house, if they're delivered, if, like, I don't mind grocery shopping. Like, I'm the type of person, I'll be like, listen, I'll go to the grocery store for you and bring this stuff back. Like, that's the type of person I am. But the particular environment I was in, they had theirs delivered. So it's like, when they're delivered, I'm helping putting the groceries up. Like, are you going to step in and fulfill a role, or are you going to sit back and just take in everything? You have to think about that as a woman. Whether you are getting with a divorced man who has an ex-wife, or, you know, somebody who has a baby mama, or you're getting into a polygynous relationship where there is a woman who's active in the family, and you have to be cordial, nice to her, and really y'all are supposed to be best friends. That's your sister wife. Okay, that is your sister wife. Y'all are supposed to be sisters. So if you're causing issues with her, even if they're not together, listen, you don't want to cause issues with the baby mama or the divorced wife either. But especially your sister wife, you want to make sure you have a good relationship with her. As a woman, y'all are literally in a relationship with the same man. So y'all are in a relationship. Everybody's in a relationship. Everybody has a different relationship with each other, for sure. But nonetheless, you're still in a relationship. My kids, your kids. Your kids, my kids. You know, we're not supposed to show favoritism to anybody. I went to my local Walgreens. They're closed down. You know what that means. And in times like this, right? I'm glad you said that. Okay, grid goes down. What you gonna do? As a woman, are you going to, you know, make it on your own because Uncle Sam won't be able to give you food stamps and government assistance? They gone. No more government assistance once the grade goes down. So what you gonna do? You gonna keep being bitter and angry? Or are you going to be the submissive woman that you need to be and fulfill your role with a righteous man? Not just any dude. Don't be just chasing any type of dude out here, having a bunch of kids out of wedlock and not building anything with that individual. No. Get with a man who is leading his people, who is leading his family, who's doing what he needs to do as an individual and as a spirit, as an entity. Everybody want to be famous. Everybody want to have all this money. Everybody want to have all this stuff. But are you willing to put in the work? The government will be eradicated. Right. Exactly. Are you willing to put in the work as a woman? You know, I'm not going to sit up here and brag about what I bring to the table. I'm not. That is between me and my potential relationship and my family. Okay? You have to go within yourself and know what you have to offer. Your spiritual gifts too. Some people just not really. They aren't. They aren't. That's why I'm making this video. I feel you though. But I appreciate you. You know, your spiritual gifts. Do you bring a calming, peaceful energy to the home? Or are you active and loud? I know I'm not active and loud. I'm a Capricorn. Even though I'm a Sagittarius, a cusp, I bring a lot of like settled down, chill energy to the environment. I love her afro. Thank you. I don't, it's not necessarily that I don't do hypeness. I'm just not going to cause the hype. Okay? I'll engage in it. You know, if you hype, I'm hype. But I'm not finna try to create a hype environment. I'm the type of person where it's like, okay, we got to sit down and get this figured out. Let's go. Got my pen ready. That's how I am. So do I, guys. Yes. Scorpio cusp. Okay. Okay. And so that's how I am. And I'm very good at listening to both sides. So I'll share this much. When there were disagreements, sometimes I was asked to mediate a conversation, and I understand both perspectives of what individuals are talking about. So I was able to give like a clearer answer because they weren't understanding each other. Are you able to do that? Cancer, full of heart and compassion. Yes. Are you able to do that if your potential relationship, if you're in a polygynous situation, right? If you're asked to give your honest opinion on both ends, are you going to play both sides? Are you going to cater to one person and favor, one and intentionally like kind of sabotage the other? Or are you going to be honest and clear? This is all about honesty. Yep, at Vincent, sometimes I feel like that could be our downfall. Yeah. You need that pure heart. Exactly. You have to have a pure heart. Like, you can't go into a situation, especially when you're involving other people, other people's children, and just think that, oh, I'm going to sit up and just like live this lavish lifestyle. No. Like, of course you get to live the lifestyle, but you got to put in that work. And you have to have the right intentions. Too compassionate, you get ran over. Okay, see, the thing is, when it comes to that, getting run over, that's where you have to learn how to set boundaries within yourself, because you're not going to get run over if you're not running yourself over. Okay? And sometimes things don't even have to be said. Like, some things, of course, you need to have verbal conversations, but some things, they don't have to be said. You just shift how you're moving, shift how you're doing things. I caught your laugh. Oh, thank you. And so, but as long as you're doing the right thing. Like, before I left Atlanta, I had a bad day on that Monday. Everybody in the house felt my energy. It was wild. Set limits or make your limits known. Peace, goddess. Have you ever dated a narcissist before? Yes, my ex-husband was a narcissist. I've never been run over. I'm not a people person. I'm not either. Like, that's family. Yeah. I'll submit to myself. LMFAO, I love your growth. Thank you. Thank you. You do have to submit to yourself. Yes. Most women don't want to be submissive. The ones that run you over think they a man. That's why I'm making this video. You can't be trying to run a house. Sure, you run your house while you're single with your kids. But when you enter into a man's domain, you are there to build his empire. It's not about you anymore. Whatever you do is to benefit him, because it's going to benefit everybody. I come to troll. You didn't even troll, bruh. Can you give a few tips on how to heal after a narcissist relationship? That'll be another video. I feel like that's needed. I did a shadow work video, so go check out my shadow work video. I was talking about different things that happened in my previous relationship that I healed from. But yeah, to wrap up this topic, you have to really look within yourself and think, are you ready? Say to yourself, am I ready to submit to what a man has to say to me? Because sometimes, here's one of the things too, sometimes men are wrong. Like all of us, sometimes they are wrong. You have to be level-headed enough to not argue. Do not argue. This is one of my biggest things. Don't argue. Because time will tell, especially if you're in tune spiritually. They'll get the downloads, they'll get the information from the Most High, from source, from the ancestors. They'll tell them, hey, you fucked up, go apologize. And then they'll apologize. Yes, we're wrong at times. And see, you're humble enough to even say that. A lot of people have a lot of pride, like the narcissist comment. A lot of people have a lot of pride and they don't want to admit when they're wrong. They need you to address them all the time. And they can't just come out of themselves and be like, oh, I apologize for this. Or admit, like, I am wrong sometimes. So, are you willing to deal with that, though? Are you willing to have enough patience? Okay. Do you have enough patience to deal with situations like that where you just have to sit up and shut up? I ain't gonna lie, everything wasn't perfect when I was in Atlanta. Everything wasn't perfect. Even though it seemed like it was, like people love to like paint a picture and be like, oh, everything is so perfect, it's beautiful. Everything was great, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't 100% what I would have liked for it to be. But was it needed? Was it necessary? Yes. Is it what I want? Yes. Honestly, am I gonna have to do some adjusting? Yes. Is my family gonna have to do some adjusting? Yes. And they've been adjusting. And when you see people growing and doing better, it makes you feel some type of way. In a good way. It's like, wow, I'm really, having an impact on these people. Or wow, they really took the advice I gave. Or wow, I'm really implementing what they told me. And wow, they're noticing that I'm doing better. Like, that type of thing is so beautiful and amazing. It is. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I don't know why people don't just, when it comes to this topic, it's the most beautiful thing and I love it. It's really my favorite thing because I'm about family. I never wanted to get divorced. I told y'all before. My biggest fear was getting divorced when I was a child. Now I'm getting divorced. But look at what's happening. I'm getting divorced and going into a new situation that's going to be way better. I get to really help my people the way I want to help my people. My last relationship, he apparently had a problem with me wanting to be famous. I'm like, how you got an issue with me wanting to be famous and you already knew I was in the entertainment industry in the first place and you know the type of time I'm on with my people. I want to help my people. This isn't even about me. But let me see what y'all saying in these comments though. That you say, yep, society is to blame. Class system got women thinking money is the only attribute of a man. We need each other though, so we gotta form our own way. Stop feeding into the self-hatred. Love our goddesses. Right or wrong don't exist. It's just about intention. But in your context, I don't know, my level of thinking is weird. I get what you mean. I feel you. Not beg. Oh, put my pride aside. At the end of the day, I'm okay. Okay, I got you. So your last comment. Vivid dreams lately. Yes, very vivid dreams. Vivid dreams and astral traveling. You're astral traveling a lot. Trust me. Me and my family are heavily distant, and I don't want that for my family. Bigger and better things are coming your way for sure. For sure. Thank you. I know it is. Breadwinner or not, money shouldn't be the root of who runs the house. You thrive or run it together in righteousness. That's how you win. Exactly. Exactly. Period. Point blank period. That's how it's supposed to go. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Ladies, yes, so happy for you, sis. So happy to see the growth and that you're putting yourself and your dreams first. Thank you. Y'all don't even know what y'all be doing to me when you say stuff like that. Being able to affect others around you through your energy is a superpower that empaths possess. Learn that over time. That's exactly what happened to me. When I had my bad day, everybody felt it. Like, you can't just like go around having bad days all the time. I had one bad day. Everybody knew what was up. Like, that's the thing about it. True money doesn't run it. Who's gonna be the alpha male? Okay. Where is Foster eBay? I think they off him. I hope not. He's okay. I talked to him in the astrals. He's fine. They didn't off him or anything. It's just, it's good for him not to be in the public eye right now. But he's okay. Just appreciate what we have from him. We still have his music. I have his book. If you can still order his book, please do so. You know. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Ladies, please, this is our time to shine. Literally, men need us. The gods need us. They need us to fall in line and help them. Don't think that it means that we're less important, because we're not. We're just as important as they are. Don't let Foster is cool beans. Yes, he is. Don't let these words and terminologies make you feel some type of way. Stay independent in the entertainment industry, of course. Don't let these words like submit, that has a negative connotation with it. Being a wife, that has a negative connotation in a lot of ways. Being a sister wife, that seems negative to people now. Like, no, that's where we come from. That's what we're supposed to do. For my Hebrew Israelites, I can't with the women who be like, oh, I can't be in polygyny and blah blah blah. Okay, but you're calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite. Where did the 12 tribes come from? Oh yeah, 4 different women. So what are you talking about? You can't do polygyny, but you came from polygyny. Don't make no sense. Lost program people, LOL. Yeah? Follow the intention, but also follow your purpose, ladies. Alpha is more than just providing an imaginary tool this world gave you. It's all about your intention on this earth. Are you leaving a positive impact, giving back, helping Mother Earth? Exactly. Get with a man that's doing all that. Okay? And so, yeah, that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you all so much for coming on the live. This was our first YouTube live stream. I will be doing a lot more of these. A lot of y'all came from Instagram. I'll still be going live on Instagram and whatnot, but I'm not going to be doing lessons like this on Instagram as much. Too much drama going on Instagram, so I just don't have time. And I don't want to deal with that. I want my lessons to be here on YouTube. And yeah. Awesome, love of goddess. Thank you. Helping raise up souls. That's what makes an alpha. Not running from your purpose. Don't just look at money. Okay. And so yeah, Shalom, Rainicorns. I'll see you in the next one. Tawara.